Hey, it's Jen Mack, Lady of the Mind. Welcome to Life Mastery Decoded, where I help you decode the struggles in your life in the areas of health, wealth, relationships, and spirituality with mind mastery, emotional management, and meditation. Welcome to today's podcast. Hey, ladies, it's Jen Mack, Lady of the Mind. Welcome to today's podcast, where I hope I am finding you actively receiving all great things in your life. If you are not actively receiving all great things in your life, then it is my intention that in today's episode, I give you one nugget of inspiration towards your transformation. This year, 2022, is the year of receiving. It's the year of receiving abundance, love, friendship, opportunities, growth in your business, growth in your life, the things that you really want to experience. But we have already learned that in order to gain the things that we want to experience, we have to change. And today we're going to talk about receiving those things. In order to receive, think of yourself as a radio broadcasting tower. We are putting energy out into the world and receiving like equivalent energy at certain frequencies back. So like a radio broadcast, you put out this frequency and other people can tune into that frequency and receive what you're putting out. And it's the same as the other way, that the radio broadcasting tower can receive signals too. And it's going to be similar. It's equivalent frequencies. So if we know that that is what we are an antenna, let's say. We put out a signal, we receive a signal. You are a little bit more equipped to change your frequency if you are experiencing things that you don't want to experience. So I'm at work and there's been this, I wouldn't say like an argument, but it's certainly a miscommunication that's going on at work. And there are people there that are not receiving what they intend, what they want. They're not receiving the praise or the gratitude or the appreciation for the job well done. And it's causing some hurt feelings. And so there's been this kind of, people are shutting down and nobody's communicating and nobody is seeing that they're doing anything wrong. So as a bystander, knowing what I know about energy and looking at this scenario from basically outsider eyes, looking at this whole perspective, I can see why people are getting upset. I can see why there's one person that is putting out this certain frequency of, I'm going above and beyond. Okay, so that's a certain frequency. They, of course, want that same frequency to come back to them in a place of accolades and praise and gratitude, right? They want to be recognized for their job well done. Well, here's what's happening, and here's the energy equivalent to that. They are putting out a frequency of going above and beyond. That is a true statement. They are putting out that energy. But what's happening is they are energetically shutting down to the receiving of, like they only have a one-way circuit and the incoming circuit is broken. So they're not able to receive any accolades, any praise. Either it is coming towards them and they can't sense it, they can't see it, it's a miss somehow, or it's not coming in. So if you think of the frequency going out and the frequency coming in as this constant loop, this like oval shape, let's say, that comes in through the left side of the body, across the heart, throat, and solar plexus, and goes out through the right side of the body. If you could do this with your body, so you get a really good image of this, is put your left hand out in front of you as if you're telling somebody to stop or talk to the hand. So that is stopping any incoming energy. And your right hand is flowing out. So touch your shoulder and point out to and keep doing that. So from your shoulder goes out into the universe and out to the universe. You're constantly output. I'm giving and giving and giving, but your left hand is stopping the flow of that incoming energy. Your left hand is out, like talk to the hand or stop, and it's not allowing the receiving of the thing that you're wanting. Now, why is that? How are we stopping it? Well, there's lots of ways. There's limiting beliefs that come in that say, I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough. But then there's the outgoing that say, but look at all this work I'm doing. Another way is that you're living very externally. You're putting out, and you're expecting things to come back. Now, a lot of times it's 50% or higher, 80, 90%. I'm putting out because I love it, because I want to, because it feels good. But then somewhere in there, there's a belief that's still vibrating at a higher level that says, but I'm not good enough. Or I'm doing this to get this, I'm doing this as this conditional thing. I'll do this if I get this. But for some reason, in some way, you are preventing it. Maybe another reason is you're just not receiving it. I don't know to receive it. I don't know to have incoming energy. I don't receive help. I don't receive compliments. I don't receive. And if that is the case, then it is up to you to change your energy output as well as your input and get both of that circular motion on the same frequency. Your output might be at 92.9, but your incoming might be at 79.8 AM. You're not going to hear each other. They're not going to go together. Okay? Hopefully this is making some sense to you, and you can let the radio frequencies go over your head. That doesn't make sense. But I like to use analogies that really help to clarify what it is that we're feeling and doing. And once you have that image, it makes it so much easier to now make certain corrections as you go along. So as I was talking with this woman at work who is not really receiving or being really hurt, she's finding herself really frustrated at work because she's not receiving this support and these compliments. Totally get it. So in one sense, as a human being on this planet and a woman who gives and goes above and beyond, I totally get it. You're wanting this external feedback of what it is that you're putting out. We all do. But you have to be in receiving mode. Otherwise, you don't get it. Here's another analogy. If your life is a bucket, if your bucket is facing upward, you are receiving. You can receive the rain from the sky. The universe can fill your bucket all day long. But if your bucket is upside down, any of that rain is bouncing off of you. Any of that rain is bouncing off of the bucket. So where is your bucket? We talk about constant in our self-love and self-care, the filling these buckets. And it is really important to have these analogies in some way to truly understand what is going on. Why am I not getting what I want? Why am I not getting, I'm putting all this energy out, but I'm not receiving this equal amount of energy back. Well, we have to look at ourselves because the external world is a direct mirror image of our internal world. So if you're looking at your relationships and you're going, man, my relationships kind of suck. My question to you is, how is my relationship with myself? If I am putting out all of this stuff and going above and beyond, and I'm not getting equal back, then I ask you, how do you value yourself? How do you receive praise and thank you and gratitude from the universe when it does come around? When somebody offers you a compliment, what do you say? Matter of fact, picture that right now. Let's say you are going above and beyond and you are doing something so amazing and so beautiful, and somebody says, thank you so much. I really appreciate your help. How do you receive that? Or don't you receive it? Do you feel the energy from what they're saying come towards you? Do you allow that energy into your your emotional body? Do you allow that to come in and bring you joy and self-value and self-appreciation? Picture that right now. Somebody gives you a compliment. Somebody says, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Do you feel a shift in your emotional state in a positive way? Now, if you feel a shift in your emotional state in a negative way, then I ask you to ask yourself, why do you feel this negative sensation? What is holding you from getting that emotional feedback? What is blocking it from coming in? Because I don't feel worthy. I don't feel special. It's no big deal. It's not that important. What is the belief that is there? There's so many times, matter of fact, right after this conversation we had this morning at work, and she was talking about how hurt she was about not getting any support and feedback and these compliments and praise. And of course, one of my questions, I did not ask her. It was kind of they don't really know the kind of work I do, and so I'm slowly starting to reveal that to them. But as I'm standing there, I'm thinking, well, did you give yourself that praise? Matter of fact, I didn't ask her that so much directly, but she did a lot of these. She's very, very creative in this business, and we have a gift shop. And so she has put a lot of really amazing products together and to fill this gift shop, from bath salts and soaps and gift baskets and food items. And I mean, the list goes on and on. Candles, these little bath bombs. There's all these, and they're just so beautiful. They're beautifully put together. They smell great. They're holistic as well as organic. They're just these amazing products. And I said to her, did you go in there and see, going into the gift shop and looking at your products, did you go in there and looked at your end result and gave yourself the feeling of joy for what you've accomplished without any need or desire to have any external feedback? Did you just go in there and feel joy? When I burn boxes, when I record my podcast, I do it for the sake of joy. Standing in my living room right now, it's a beautiful sunny day. It's like 45 degrees outside, a beautiful sunny, snowy day. The dogs are totally lounging out in the sun that's coming in through the window. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I'm recording a podcast simply for the sake of it brings me joy. And I asked her, I said, when you created these products that bring you joy? She goes, yes. Oh my gosh, I just absolutely loved it. Like, I can't get enough of it. And I said, okay, so then when you put the gift shop together, was it creating joy? Yes, when I was putting it on the shelf and I was putting the little bows on them and the tags and decorating them and figuring out how I wanted to display them on the shelf. Yes, it brought me joy. I said, well, somewhere in there, in that process, the joy stopped and the expectation started. And she goes, it was probably when it was done. That then I stood back, and instead of standing back and going, wow, what a beautiful display I have created. Look at these products. Look at this store. Look at this little gift shop. It looks amazing. Joy, joy, joy. Instead, I stopped and looked at it and I said, where's my compliment? How come nobody's around to pat me on the back and tell me how wonderful it was? I said, do that to yourself. Give yourself a pat on the back. So here's some of my suggestions for receiving. Right now in this moment, I want you to give yourself a compliment, just for the sake of feeling into the energy. I want you to think of something about you, specifically you, that is about you that you can compliment. You have really pretty eyes. I really love your hair. You're really smart. I love the way that you bake cookies. I love your roasted chicken. I love the way you drive. I love it. I love your handwriting. I want you to give yourself a compliment. And then I want you to feel into the compliment. Feel into the energy that you are receiving. Feel into that space of the energy coming in. Even hold your arms open as you say it. There's times where I have talked to people and I start, having conversations with them, and I realize I get on a touchy subject and they cross their arms over their chest. They're protecting themselves. They're shutting down their solar plexus. They don't want anyone to take control over them or to overpower them. And that is a protection state. It's a protection stance. And they're protecting their heart or their solar plexus or both. And I want you to hold your arms open and give that compliment and feel into it. And then I ask people like, oh my God, this is so stupid, I'm not doing this. And I go, what have you got to lose? You're not going to give yourself a compliment that isn't true. You have no ulterior motive. Nobody is going to take advantage to say, oh my gosh, you're so amazing at something. Can you do that for me? I mean, there is no ulterior motive. You are simply giving yourself a compliment to feel the receiving of the energy. And if you want to go a little bit deeper, I would suggest writing yourself a letter. And I'm going to have you title it A Love Letter to Me. Not to me, Jen. A love letter to me. And I want you to write a love letter to you, as if you were to be writing a love letter to someone else. Now, you might not, you might not say, I yearn to kiss your luscious lips. It's not a romantic love letter, but you write the most loving, supportive letter to yourself. And include everything that you can think of that just allows you to feel amazing about who you are, how much you've done, where you've come from, the work, the person that you're becoming, the work you've completed, whatever. The beauty of your hair, your eyes, your face, your skin, your musculature, your smarts, your intelligence, whatever. And I want you to dig deep, and I want you to put this out there where you are giving yourself compliments. And then at the very end, as you put the pen down and you read this letter, I want you to feel open to it. I want you to open your heart chakra, and allow this to flow into that space. And then when you're done reading the letter, I want you to say thank you to yourself in the mirror. Because every single one of us deserves to feel good and to have joy and to experience all of the things that we want to experience. Every single one of us, just because you're on this planet, you are deserving. You are beautiful, you are wonderful, you are smart, you're caring, you're compassionate, you're funny. You're all of these things. And you deserve to have an amazing life. But if we're not open to receiving it, you may very well have an amazing life just at the outer edge of your experience, never to be fulfilled, because you're not open. Your bucket is upside down. Here's another exercise you can do. For the rest of the day, I want you to be in receiving mode. Picture your bucket being upside down. Right side up, and it's open. My bucket does not have a lid on it. Do not go up there and turn your bucket around and then put the lid on it. I want you to carry your bucket energetically. I want you to carry your bucket around with you, and I want you to be in receiving mode. And I want you to be receiving, and as you do, you're going to put that receiving energy into your bucket. That's what you're going to be visualizing. And in that receiving, it is everything and anything. Receive the joy of the sunshine. Receive the fun and laughter of watching kids play, or your dogs play, or your cat laying belly up in the sunshine. I want you to receive the juiciness of the apple that you've eaten. I want you to receive the laughter of watching something funny on TV, or a funny video, or your partner saying something funny that makes you laugh out loud. Become present with this emotion of receiving. Take it in. Receive the gift of the thing that you want to feel into. Receive the gift. When a person gives you a gift, do you receive it? And if you don't receive it, then I ask you, why not? If somebody hands you a gift, you go, oh gosh, that's really nice, I'm not deserving. Then that might be a limiting belief that you can spend some time in going, I am deserving. I am deserving, gosh darn it, just because I'm on this planet. Listen, what have you got to lose? Challenging those beliefs, what have you got to lose? Only gain. You can only gain insight. You can only gain love and joy. You can only start shifting and changing the energy to be in your favor. So go about your day and receive the good things around you. Look for those good things today and receive them. The sun on your face, the laughter, the joy, the present, the nickel that you find on the ground, and any compliments. That's the second part. Anybody who says thank you to you, receive the thank you, receive the praise and gratitude. And I suggest doing this every single day. Become present with this. And if you want to go one more, here's another example, is to make a receiving list at the end of the day. Whether you write it down in your journal or you do it in your head or out loud with your partner, or maybe your partner will do this activity with you, and be in receiving mode to say, what did I receive today? Well, I watched the dogs play today and that was a lot of fun. So I received fun. I received some abundance today because I found a $20 bill on the ground in the store. I received this laughter, something really funny this afternoon that I read on Facebook, or someone said something funny and I received that, or I received a compliment from the cashier at the grocery store who said I was really nice and I uplifted her day, right? So create the art of receiving, create the energy of allowing those good things to come in, and then watch those good things come in. If you wanted to take this even a step further, as you are watching this energy start to shift before you, is to be looking for the signs that things are shifting. All of a sudden now my boss is giving me compliments. All of a sudden my kids are picking up their rooms without me telling them 400 times. Things are starting to shift. Recognize that shift is happening. Pay attention to it and give gratitude for it. And if you want to go a level deeper, I suggest that you join my Lady Rising Sister Circle group. It is a community of women all going in the same direction. They're learning all of these things. And in the process, they're supporting one another. Because you may be listening to this podcast and not have the support of your fellowship or your sistership. You may not have that support. And I'm asking you to consider that. Reach out for help and receive the support. You see what I did there? That was good, wasn't it? I look forward to seeing you. I look forward to hearing about the joy that you are creating in your life. And I hope that you will consider reaching out to one of the groups and sharing your experience with me. Till next time. If you liked this episode and look forward to future episodes, please consider making a small monthly donation to help support this podcast. If you are looking for a community to join and have more access to me, then consider one of the following platforms. Chakras for Beginners is an energy-based community that is highly active and growing every day. Lady Rising is a sistership community where the focus is on spiritual support and connection. We hold monthly calls and talk about topics such as today's episode. We also have an online store where you can meet your meditation and chakra needs with products for your journey. You can visit us at www.themeditationroomtc.com. Thank you for joining me and being a valued listener.